Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast where we dive into the fascinating world of Google's algorithms. I'm Mark.
And I'm Sarah. Today, we're talking about one of Google's lesser-known but incredibly important systems, the Normalized Site Reliability Algorithm, or NSR for short.
Yeah, so Sarah, NSR. It sounds a bit like a techie term, but it's crucial for any website aiming for visibility in Google search results.
Definitely. NSR helps Google determine how reliable a site is. Think of it like a score that tells Google how much it can trust a website's content. And that score directly impacts where your site appears in the search results.
So, NSR is more than just about content quality. It's about trust. But how exactly does Google evaluate that trust?
Good question. It considers various factors starting with the content itself. For instance, Google looks at the expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness of the content. You've probably heard of the EAT framework, right?
Yeah, EAT expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Google basically wants to make sure that if you're providing information, especially on topics like health or finance, you're the real deal, not just some random person blogging without credible sources.
Exactly, but NSR goes beyond that. It also considers user engagement, how long people stay on your site, how many pages they visit, and whether they quickly leave. Those are huge signals. If users stick around and engage, it shows Google that the content is useful.
Right, so if people bounce off your site too quickly, it's a sign to Google that maybe the content isn't what they expected. But what's really interesting is how Google also factors in your neighbors, the websites you're linked to.
Oh yeah, the neighborhood effect is fascinating. NSR doesn't just look at your site in isolation. It also analyzes the quality of sites you link to or that link back to you. If your site is linked to low quality or irrelevant content, that can drag your NSR score down.
It's like guilt by association. Right. Even if your content is great, if you're sending traffic to unreliable sites, Google might assume your judgment isn't the best.
That's a perfect way to put it. So, having solid links to high-quality, relevant sites not only boosts your site's credibility but can also positively impact your NSR.
And let's not forget that NSR isn't static. It's constantly being updated as new data comes in. Google reevaluates sites iteratively, meaning even small changes, like linking to better sites or improving your content, can have a long-term positive impact.
True, and another fascinating aspect is the patent behind NSR. It mentions how Google can use machine learning models to predict and adjust a site's reliability score based on past interactions and the quality of its neighbors. So the system is always learning and adapting.
So let me get this straight. NSR is not just about having great content or solid SEO practices. It's about being consistently trustworthy over time, keeping good company, and providing a user experience that proves your value to Google.
Exactly. And it's not just for today. NSR continues evolving based on every new interaction, every link, and every update. So, keeping your content fresh and aligned with trustworthy sources is key to staying on Google's radar.
One more thing. Let's talk about what happens if you get it wrong. What if your site links to low-quality sites or you accidentally send users to bad neighbors?
That's a dangerous game. Google tracks these patterns, and even a few bad links can damage your NSR score. It's not an overnight drop, but if Google notices you're consistently associating with unreliable content, it could lead to long-term ranking issues.
Right, and that means fewer clicks, less visibility, and ultimately less traffic.
Exactly. That's why it's so critical to regularly audit your external links and ensure that the content you're linking to maintains the same level of trustworthiness. And remember, it's all about building trust. If Google trusts your site, your users will too.
Well, that's all for today's deep dive into Google's NSR algorithm. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe and check back for more discussions on the mechanics of Google's search ecosystem.
Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.